In a world that never slows down, more and more people are fighting silent battles. Battles against addiction, against depression, against themselves. But what really drives addiction? Is it a lack of willpower, or is it something deeper? Something rooted in pain, trauma, or unfulfilled life?
Addiction is a monster, a huge monster. Addiction is when someone has the constant urge to use something or to undertake a certain behavior, and they lose the capability to stop and cannot help themselves in the usage or in the doing of the deed that they are addicted to.
As we all know, mental health in this changing world that we are in, I can summarize in one statement and say that without mental health discussions or awareness, and then there's no health. No health without mental health. And that is the key thing that we must have in our mind.
Addiction wears many masks. It's not just drugs or alcohol. It's a gambler who can't stop, the teenage glued to porn, the worker scrolling endlessly on their phone, all searching for something they can't name.
There are two types of addictions. There are addiction to substance, and there is addiction to behavior. So there's substance addiction and there's behavioral addiction. Now, substance abuse, addiction includes what we commonly know, drugs and substance abuse. What are some of these substances? There is alcohol, there is cocaine, there is marijuana, there is all sorts of substances that actually make someone drunk. Nowadays we have even newer ones coming into the market that have always been there but have not been common in our setup, like MDMA and even mushrooms, which are also used sometimes medically. Some of the addiction, behavioral addictions, a big one is really gambling, which is a very big problem that Kenya is struggling with right now.
And these mental health issues that we are talking about are associated with human rights violations. They are also associated with wars and violence that are always all over. They are associated with substance abuse, what I talked of earlier as addictions and the interventions. It also is also associated with sexual, reproductive and gender identity issues, cyberbullying, sexual harassment, betting and gambling. All these issues that are happening in our society, and especially us who work in institutions of higher learning, these are the things that we have seen, we're experiencing, and they need to be spoken out. We empower our people, and we also ask them to come for help so that we can have a healthy nation.
The statistics are staggering, but behind every number is a human story. A story of broken relationships, lost jobs, shattered dreams. Addiction doesn't start in a bar or a betting shop. It starts much earlier, in childhood, in trauma, in the way we are taught or not taught to cope.
Men not coming home and eventually into taking alcohol, and that is drug and substance abuse came in, and at the end of the day it takes a tall order that even the few resources that they could have assisted a family now goes into trying to resuscitate a family member who is almost beyond repair, in the name of going to rehabilitations, paying over 100,000 a month or 300,000 for 3 months or 6 months in a rehabilitation center, so that this person can be resuscitated. These are issues, if addressed earlier, can be able to bring back people to line so that they can be able to achieve their goals. What I was talking, they reflect about the self, they reflect about other people, significant other people like men. They should also now look at self and then reflect on the family that they have, reflect to nature as we began, be able to see how to connect with their purpose and assignment on planet Earth and service to humanity. So when we are talking of mental health and people in the family or service to family, this thing has taken a tall order. I know one of my family close member decided to go into betting, looking at what other people have done, that he can also do bet out there and be able to have enough money to build bigger houses and also drive cars like other people do. And it began betting with small money. It escalated into selling his own cows to go to bet, and it has gone that way until now this person is almost becoming a wreck.
So where does addiction really come from? So when we are speaking about addiction, I like to refer to the addiction tree. That in addiction, what we are seeing out here as a person whose health is deteriorating, as a person whose relationships are not working, as a person who is drunk all the time and is not performing, those are the branches. All right? What we see physically in a person are the branches. There's the trunk. The trunk is the use of these substances or use of this behavior to actually cope, which is a wrong coping mechanism. And then there's the root now. The root is where all of it is. The pain, the trauma, the struggles, the emotional struggle, the emotional pain, the emotional stress is the root of addiction. And if we have to deal with addiction, then we have to deal with the roots. Alright? Most of the time we're pushing people into rehabilitation. I mean, you're an addict at work and then you're sent to rehabilitation so that you become functional and come back. That sending you to rehabilitation forcibly is not going to work unless it comes from you willingly. Alright? So addiction is not just this person is just drinking like that. They're drinking because there is something that they're struggling with. There is something under the rugs that they need to handle, because the drinking or the baiting or the masturbating is something that is a coping mechanism for this person, and it is a wrong coping mechanism. So it's unless we handle the roots, that is the only way where we can help someone.
So how do we break the cycle? Recovery isn't just quitting a habit, it's rebuilding a life, one rooted in purpose, connection, and healthy coping.
What is this recovery tree for addiction? What is the root of the recovery? If I can start from the root this time. The root for recovery in the recovery tree is, first of all, the willingness for someone to actually get out of it. Willingness is a big root cause for healing or getting over addiction. Someone has to really want it, and then the environment and the support they get. The support especially they get from people close to them is also a very good route for them. And let's get to the trunk. The trunk is the process now, the rehabilitation. When they have gone to the rehabilitation, the process in which the support they get in the recovery journey is the trunk. And then what in the end we'll see is a person who's better in their health, a person who's better in their relationships, a person who's more functional in their workplaces, a person who has better thinking and even social life, right? So there is the addiction tree and there is the recovery tree. Both of them, we are seeing that the roots are the ones that matter the most. So if we are to battle with addiction, any program that wants to deal with addiction, any government initiative, any organization initiative, any family member initiative to help a person deal with addiction has to start with the roots. The root issues have to be handled.
40% of men would talk about their mental health problems. I want all men out there, by God's grace, to understand that when you speak out these things that are disturbing you, it does not mean that you are not a man. No, you are a man. Men have insecurities. Men deserve help. Men need to be helped. I've had my own problems. In fact, I grew up with a lot of anger. I was parented as a firstborn. Try and error methods were administered to me. So I grew up with a lot of anger. And I had to take these things for counseling sessions. I went for 20 counseling sessions for anger management. And today, I am a better person. So when I'm talking of that men have insecurities and men deserve help, men really deserve help.
Addiction rarely announces itself. It begins in silence, in small shifts we often miss. A teenager suddenly withdrawn, a friend who always tired, always online, a growing need for escape that becomes routine. These signs matter because the earlier we see them, the sooner we can help. Addiction doesn't wait for a rock bottom. It grows quietly, fed by neglect, ignored by busyness, and masked by distraction.
All right. How could you know that this person is out, or a person, if they are using something or they are using a certain behavior to cope? How would they know that they are getting to be addicted? Number one, the lose of control. You can't control the urge. When you can't control the urge, then you have to know that you're in a very bad place and you're getting into it. Number two, when you have withdrawal symptoms, that when you try to stop, you have really bad symptoms. For instance, you can have your body shaking if you're using alcohol or cocaine. So those withdrawal symptoms then are an illustration to you that you're getting addicted. And another illustration is if you cannot function without that thing or that behavior, without that substance, or doing that or undertaking that behavior that you're addicted to. If you cannot totally function, there are people who cannot sleep if they don't masturbate. When you get there, then you know that you actually are addicted.
And for parents, the responsibility is heavier, but so is the power to protect. Mental health doesn't begin at crisis. It begins in the everyday. How we listen, how we show up, and how we respond when things fail off.
The statistics that we have currently in our custody in this country and globally, it indicates that most of the mental illnesses, or about a half of all the mental illnesses, begin by the age of 14, although most of those cases go undetected and sometimes untreated. So depression, anxiety, and behavioral disorders are among the leading causes of illnesses and disability among the adolescents, and if not looked into, it will take a tall order into adult.
Creating a safe emotional space isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. Ask questions, stay present, know your child's world, even when it's uncomfortable. Because prevention isn't about control, it's about connection. Before addiction takes hold, there is always a window, and in that window, there is always a choice.
We need to have what we call effective parenting skills, that you can be able to speak to your child. In this dispensation, do exactly like what Solomon says in Proverbs 23:26, that before you ask your child for a report card, for a report form, or for the grades that is scored, ensure that you ask your child to give you your heart, his or her heart. Because once you have your child's heart, then they can be able to tell you anything and everything that is disturbing them. So the kind of parenting that we need to impress this time is not the authoritarian style of parenting, the dictatorship style. No, we need to impress what we call the authoritative, if possible, like what I do. And what do I mean by that? Where you are supporting your child highly and you are also challenging them highly. But if you also bring in the democratic style of parenting, whereby you discuss, you share, you also hear their views, they know they have an environment that they can also speak out their problems, then this student will come up with the challenges they are experiencing, challenges of bullying in schools. They will tell you as a parent, then you will be able to see how best to take action to assist them. As parents, is to ensure that find time, especially in this challenging world where most of the parents are not with their kids. They have left their parenting roles to either teachers or other people. They are almost absentee parents. I would ask that be closer to your kids, listen to them, and once they speak to you, they tell you something, be sensitive enough to be able to understand and to give help in time so that we don't escalate these problems to others.
Healing begins when we face the pain and choose to walk out of the shadows. Addictions isn't a moral failure, it's a cry for help. And whether it's through therapy, community, or reconnecting with purpose, there is hope.
So I am just calling any one of us who is currently struggling with addiction. I want to let you know that what matters most is what comes from within you first. The willingness to heal, the willingness to want better, the willingness to know that you have the power in you to overcome the addiction, the willingness to know that you can walk into a support program and get out of it a victor, that it starts with you, that your life is very important, that you're valued, you're not alone, you are seen, you are heard. Take the step today and just stretch out your hand for help. There's a lot of help. A lot of people are willing to help you. Just stretch out your hand and ask for help, and you will be helped.
An issue comes up, talk about it. It's good to talk about issues that disturb. Find somebody that you can confide to and talk, share, because a problem I've shared is I've solved. So share. Number 2, engage. Let's engage in mindful activities that can be able to calm both our mind and our body. As many we do that, we are good to go. Let's connect with friends, because friends, I want to tell you, even the good book Proverbs 17:17 says a brother will come during problems, but a friend will always be there 24/7. So talk to a friend. Seek also for counseling experts to help you, a psychotherapist, manage these issues. Courtesy of these things that we have put forward, we will be able to be assisted, live in a society that we know ourselves, we care for ourselves, we connect with other people, we connect with nature, we connect with the community, we have a purpose and assignment to which to accomplish, and we will be able to live a life that is meaningful to both ourselves, the significant others, and to the entire community and nation and the world at large.